All right, boys and girls, let's learn about story problems. Story problems are something that we do in math, and it just tells a little story with some numbers. It tells us whether we have to add or subtract or how to solve the problem. Okay, so I have an example here. The story problem reads, I had 2 apples. I got 3 more apples. How many apples do I have now? Now, there's some strategies that we have to use while we are reading story problems because a lot of times we can get wrapped up in the story and reading it that we're not really looking for the pieces of math that we need. So the first thing we have to do is circle the important numbers that we see. So I see and I heard the important number 2 and the important number 3. Now I see that it says I had 2 apples and then I got 3 more. This is the next thing you do. You underline the important words. The important word that I see is the word more. We are going to talk about important words in just a second, but that word more is telling me that I'm going to have a bigger number than 2 or 3 when I get done solving it. So that word more means that we're gonna have greater. Think about when your mom or dad say, I have to go to the store to get more milk. That means that they are going to get something more than what they have. Okay, a larger amount than what they have right now. It's the same thing with these story problems. I had 2 apples, but then I got 3 more. So I'm going to have 3 more apples than what I have now. It's telling us to put them together and add. So how many apples do I have now? Well, that brings us to step number 3. We make a picture to show our thinking. So if you look at my picture, I made it kind of separate because the most important thing in math is that we stay organized. So I have 2 apples because the story problem told me I had 2 apples. So I drew 2 apples. And then the story problem told me that I got 3 more. So I left a little space here and then I drew my 3 more apples. So now I can go through and count how many apples I drew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I come down here and I'm going to write my answer 5 apples because I already know my answer. It's 5 apples. Then, since I know the answer, I'm going to come over here and write my number sentence. I'm going to use my important numbers that were in the story problem. 2 and the number 3. My number sentence is 2 plus 3 equals 5. We want to make sure that we always write our answer 5, or we always want to write our answer, which is 5 right now. And we're going to put how many things we have all together because it's asking a question. This story problem is asking a question. How many apples do I have now? We need to answer how many apples we have. We have 5 apples. If we just wrote 5, we'd be like, 5 what? 5 oranges? 5 blocks? 5 crayons? No, because we're solving the problem for apples. 5 apples. So then when we're done with that, we're going to check our work. And we check our work by using a number line. All right? So I am going to start on my number line. I'm going to start on the number 2 because that's how many apples I had in the beginning. And then somebody gave me 3 more apples. So I'm going to hop like a frog, 3 jumps to see where I land. 1, 2, 3. I landed on the number 5. That answers my question of, did I solve this right? Because 2 plus 3 equals 5. I was on 2, I did 3 hops, and I landed on 5. Now I told you that we were going to look at some important words. These important words, they are very important because it tells us what to do. It tells us to add or subtract. So we know to add when we see words like more, which we just saw. We see the words in all. How many do I have in all? So another way that the question could have been said is, I had 2 apples. I got 3 more apples. How many apples do I have in all? So we use the word more and in all. Or it could have said, how many apples do I have all together? Or it could have said, how many apples do I have combined? That means putting together. Combined. Putting them together. Or how many apples do I have in total? How many total apples do I have? That means that we are putting it together to make a bigger number. But sometimes we have story problems that are going to ask us to subtract. So let's change the story problem a little bit. I have 3 apples. Someone took away 2 apples. See how I have the words take away? I said took away because I'm using a past tense, but this says take away 2 apples. How many do I have now? 1 apple. I can know I need to subtract if I use the word left. How many apples do I have left? How many apples do I have left over after somebody took them away? I can use the word fewer if I need to subtract. I have 2 fewer apples than I had. I can use minus. Like if I just say the simple number sentence, 3 minus 2. We use the word minus. And less. I have 2 less than what I had. So those are some important words. We always want to be looking for the important numbers, looking for the important words, circle the number, underline the word, make our picture, write our answer, make our number sentence, and show our work on the number line to recheck our answer. So we will practice this in the slides, and let me know if you have any questions.